I always point out these pictures when I show people the house because these are pictures before Gavin's progression. And I had a happy, smiley kid who was engaged with the world, and then one day he wasn't. Gavin's diagnosis isn't the similar track to most kids. Gavin talked up until the time he was 5. He did everything normal until he was about 2.5. And then we started seeing regression. We lost big things. Like, he was a major puzzle freak. He loved doing puzzles. He did them really fast from an early age, and then all of a sudden he couldn't do them anymore. And they told us, oh, he probably had a seizure. That's why he's losing skills. We never saw anything like that. It just was gone. Finally, someone said the word autism, and we had him tested, and on his 3rd birthday, he received the diagnosis of autism. He was losing language, and he's at the time of diagnosis, he had 50 words. By the time he was 5, he had none.
This is Gavin's bag.
Oh, Gavin's bag. What is that?
Gavin's bag of reinforcement snacks. And he is very prompt to ask for these.
And this is Gavin's room. This is his classroom. And it's usually really busy with a lot of kids in here. I've seen him over here working a lot. I guess they probably allow him to sit on that ball. And that's his favorite. They always, yeah, this is Gavin's table. You can see most kids with autism, and he has autism, have sensory processing disorder. So he could be set off by any number of things. It could be the noise level in the classroom. It could be something he ate for lunch and, not his stomach just not feeling right. And that's what we're working on. That's what his mom really wants us to help him with, is just communicating what's going on, because he's nonverbal still at this point.
And that's his favorite saying. I want to eat snack.
And he can do that completely unaided.
Yes.
We're all on the same page. I think we are all on the same page. Everyone on his team is that we would like for this to be his voice. And at this point, he has to be prompted to use it. But the things that he really, really wants, like I want the snack,
Or I need to go to the bathroom.
I need to go to the bathroom, he's using his device now. By just having him identify his basic verbs, and I'll take some data on that.
Okay.
And
So his regular actions we've been working on.
yeah, why don't we let's review some of those states of being, just like a quick review, and then we'll go to the actions.
Okay.
How about that?
Hi, Gavin, mister. Take a seat.
Autistic children, I found they're very intuitive as far as they know if someone really cares about them or is being patient with them. It's just like they know that you're that type of person, and he has bonded with her like right away. I think it's when they find that person who really wants to hear what they have to say. It's like, somebody cares about what I have to say, and it means a lot to them, just like all of us. I mean, when somebody wants to listen to us, we value that.
Sure. What's our news story? Guess what? Tell me what Gavin wants.
I
I
want
want
to eat.
to eat. Snack.
I want snack to eat.
Good job. Speak it.
Snack.
No more. All finished. All sitting down, please.
Early on in my career, I had to just get over the fear of the big parent, coming in and criticizing you. Parents that had the most questions and the most concerns, and we're saying, well, why are you doing it that way, or why are you using that technique? Usually they became my biggest advocates, my biggest allies in helping the child.
Goodbye. Nope. All done. All done.
So it was not a pretty transition for us. I was a very anxious parent. Our thoughts were, how could you possibly do speech therapy over a screen with a child who's nonverbal? When Magdalene came on board, she knew my anxiety, and she got me in contact with another parent who had done it the previous year. This parent was like, oh, you can watch every single time. You can be a part of every single visit again. And it was like, ah, yay!
So at the beginning, whenever he would see me on the computer, it would kind of escalate him because he didn't understand her voice and my voice. When I'm doing Zoom and I'm doing teletherapy, she puts me back here and she minimizes the screen so that my face is not showing, because autistic children are sometimes confused by faces and facial expressions.
Sure.
So then now she won't minimize me, but she still kind of keeps me back here. And you'll notice during the session, I want to jump in and like do things, but I think he responds better when she's the one that's directing him. And if I jump in and do too much, and then she's doing it, and then I'm directing him and she's directing him, then he will get escalated.
I haven't watched every single one. I haven't been there, but every once in a while, Magdalene will say, please watch. We're doing this. I need you to see. I want your input on this. What do you think would help make this work better? And on a regular interval, we're on Zoom, just her and I, talking about what would help Gavin move forward. I have more conversations with her than our classroom teacher.
So I worked with his mom on what are some feelings that he probably really has and states of being that he needs to learn. So we spent probably 2 months working on happy, sick, hot, cold, itchy. Itchy was a big problem for him, dirty, and he mastered all of those.
Should we blow them high?
Again, Gavin is almost 13. We're looking at 5 years before he's 18 and another 8 years before he is done with the school system. And we need to be creating a kiddo who can manage himself in normal society without our help. That's still our goal. I want him to be able to live as independently as possible. I know that most likely is not by himself. He's always going to need help. He's always going to need an interpreter to help him get through his world. But I hope for him that it's not us.
Let's go, mister.
See you later, Gavin. Bye.
No more.